Welcome to Fashion Your Seatbelt, your first-class seat to one-on-one conversations with the fashion industry's top voices. I'm Jessica Michaud, and I created this podcast to share the joy I have in getting to know all the amazing people who bring this creative, inventive, and extraordinary business to life. You'll get to hear the cadence of their voices, the sound of their laughter, and feel firsthand how passionate they are about what they do. But before we get this show on the road, I just want to remind you to leave a review. Stars are really trending right now. And it also helps other very stylish listeners like yourself find the show. Now buckle up, and let's get started. We're kicking it off in style with this first episode as we're talking to the creative director of Balmain, Olivier Rousteing.
I mean, I'm like the sexiest brand, I think, in a way, and at the same time, I think I never speak about sex, so you know what I mean?
Okay. The trajectory of designer Olivier Rousteing is the fashion world's version of the iconic film A Star is Born. He appeared almost out of nowhere to step into the spotlight at the tender age of 25 to become the creative director of the esteemed French fashion house Balmain when his predecessor had an artistic burnout and left the company unexpectedly. Since he took his first bow at Balmain back in September 2011, Olivier has rocketed to the top of the fashion pyramid, and he has made the brand and himself global household names. His talents as a designer are equaled only by his social media savvy, marketing skills, and the power of a close-knit group of famous friends like Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Rihanna, Beyonce, and Nicki Minaj, who all love to wear and promote the Balmain brand. Clothing that mixes a street-smart aesthetic with the talents of the highly skilled Balmain artisans who bring to life Olivier's sexy, shimmering statement designs. So there's a lot of change and growth going on at Balmain, including plans for a rollout of flagship stores around the world, the recent introduction of 3 new lines of accessories, and a new makeup line in collaboration with L'Oreal, which will debut in September. Today, it's another one of Olivier's collaborations that brings me to the famed Palais Garnier Opera House. He's here, hard at work, designing costumes for a new ballet that Sébastien Berthaud, a rising star dancer and choreographer, asked him to create for his ballet, Renaissance. Really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So can you tell me, other people who have done this, other artists like designers like Karl Lagerfeld and Christian Lacroix and Saint Laurent have done what you're doing. How does it feel to be counted among those icons of fashion?
I think, this is one of the most incredible experiences I ever had, because when I was a kid, I was obviously watching ballet and I loved it. And having the chance to do a little tour in the opera, to visit, to check, they opened me the door of the atelier when you see the Christian Lacroix or the Monsieur Saint Laurent or Karl, and you just see, oh wow, I'm the next one having the chance to dress. Mm-hmm. It's pretty, it's kind of those experiences that you have in life where you're just like, wow, in 40 years, maybe someone will be there and like me and just saying, oh, there's the Balmain clothes, from Olivier. And so it's really like magic, but more than magic, it's really emotional. Mm-hmm. Because, this is not a typical collaboration, it's something that is, it's part of the history, the French history. Mm-hmm. So when the opera opened the doors to you and to your brand and to your universe, it's not flattered, it's more like honored. It's something really special.
How did it come about? Were you designing sketches and then the dance was inspired by that, or was it vice versa?
It's vice versa, I think. It's more like Sébastien, which is the choreographer, contacted us, and we had exchange of conversation, and he was like, what I love about Balmain is the couture and at the same time the modernity, the diversity, but still bring that couture in a really modern way and sexy and glamour, and at the same time really French. And he started to show me a mood board of all what he loved, and he showed me as well his dance, and from that I absorbed. I was just like, okay, this is what you like from me, and this is what you do as well. And so I started to sketch and think and propose him and being like, why don't we do this palette, this color palette with this kind of stones and with those pearls, those craftsmanship. And we went back and forth, because obviously it's not from the moment that you sketch, the moment that you realize, the moment that they wear, and the repetition, and you're just like, okay, this is not right, because you need to compromise a bit the richness for the movement.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, how is it different designing for women who have to move in a way maybe that no other person can, something that's so much more physical than maybe something you would design for a runway.
It's really different.
Really?
I mean, it's really different, but I'm used to sketch for different singers on stage. I have the knowledge in a way to know how to realize some clothes for dancers, but not for the ballet. The ballet is really different because the movements are completely different. And it's a group as well. So for the little story, like I didn't want to compromise the richness of the clothes, you know me. Like,
why am I not surprised?
So I'm like, I don't care. I want those bodysuit with those big stones, big pearls. And so we tried, and Sebastian was like, we need to be careful because, with the chausson, if there is a pearl that falls. So I had to change a bit my details because obviously you understand that you're talking to dancers that are on the pointe and they cannot fall. They are not on flat, clearly. It's, so I had to find the right balance between the richness and the confidence. But it was an incredible experience.
Well, talking about incredible experiences and confidence, I just saw that you were on the red carpet at Cannes with a bevy of beautiful women with L'Oréal. Was that your first time going to Cannes and walking the red carpet?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It's not my first time to be in Cannes, but it was my first time to be on the red carpet.
And what was that like for you?
It's actually Balmain Paris, Paris Opéra Paris, and L'Oréal Paris. So it's all really like
very French.
Very French, but in so many different ways. It's just amazing. I mean, L'Oréal is such a great institution, and I really had fun. Like, I just enjoy so much being with them, and they opened me the doors of L'Oréal as well. So there is that thing that is right now really, really interesting. It's Balmain Paris is switching to beauty, to ballet, and it feels really like exciting.
So we saw all of these amazing, the faces of L'Oréal wearing, was it a sneak peek of your amazing line of lipstick?
For now, I don't know.
On the red carpet with them?
On the red carpet, we didn't want to show the lipstick of the last of our collaboration. Yeah. We will introduce you that in September. But we are building like the army of the girls that are part of the story, and I think it was really important because they all obviously were wearing Balmain, and it's as well showing a different side of Balmain because everybody knows me for the party dresses, let's say, or the glam sexy till to the age, and there it was as well a glam moment on the red carpet with long gowns, and that was something really, really.
Okay, so I gotta ask.
Interesting.
Okay, I gotta ask. So you've done red carpet, walking the steps at Cannes, and you've also done the Met Gala. What's the difference? How are they? What's the vibe like between the two?
There's something really magical, I think, about Cannes, and there's something. I would say I will define a different way. I would say Met Gala, New York. It feels trend. There's a trend, and it's all about the new theme and what's going to be the performance and who's going to be there, who's going to close the red carpet, who's going to be your date. And it's New York, it's just a different vibe. But there's something fashion and trendy. I mean, Cannes is just timeless. Like when you're walking on the red carpet of Cannes and you just go to see nice movies and you are like the best realizator around the world and you have the great actresses, it just feels really magic. And it's it's summer, so it's just, and it's France. It's just a different. It feels more timeless. One is more trend, the other one is timeless. So.
You mentioned, what about this Balmain army? I think about the Opéra Garnier and ballet, and I just don't know. Can you imagine the Balmain army and that connecting together? I mean, is that your audience, or are you hoping that to be your audience in the future? People who attend the ballet?
You know what? Like, I don't hope anything. It just comes to us, and I think people love to put me in a box of that kind of guy for that kind of clothes, for that kind of brand. I would say I have a big label on my face, on my forehead, but I mean, I think my Balmain army can be like the dancer of the ballet to the incredible bombshells from L'Oréal to being, like a millennial Insta. It can be everything. Like, I don't think I'm just one kind of guy. Like, I have so many things that inspires me. And sometimes people forget. Or maybe what what I'm building, and they misunderstand. So
because you are building. You're incredibly driven. It feels like there's something new every week happening with you. It's a nonstop whirlwind.
It's nonstop what?
But at the beginning, we're taking you back now. At the beginning, when you were first adopted, you've talked about in the press quite a lot that you always felt that you were worried that you had to overperform, worried that somehow they would think, oh, they made the wrong choice and send you back. When was the point in your life when you went like, that's not going to happen anymore, that this is for real and I'm safe?
You mean in fashion or in general?
In general, like when did you finally say, I'm good?
I think I never say that.
Really?
I think it's never enough.
Okay.
That's the reality. I don't think I had even once a moment where I'm just like, okay. I mean, it's always like an insatisfaction of yourself trying to do always better and non-stop. And this fear that tomorrow it can stop. I think I always have that since I'm a kid. So I think this is what I think is interesting in my life, is that I always think I can do better, I can do more, and I'm the first one to never stop myself, to just be like, push yourself. Don't be satisfied of what you have today, because you can always have better. So,
do you think you're going to be 32, I think, this year, and do you ever think about that yourself, like adopting it in the future? Is that something that you would envision for yourself?
This is a good question. When you're adopted, sometimes you feel like you wish that you could give to someone your origins. Because when you don't have your origins, you just feel like you wish you could give at least what you have to a kid. So, I mean, I will obviously be not against adopting, but I will be happy to have my own child. So.
Okay.
But I think I would have both.
And then when you were very precocious, you graduated, got out of high school 2 years early, incredibly driven, and then you have a couple party years in Italy,
right.
and then you go into designing at Roberto Cavalli without any official degree or anything. So what was that like, learning on the job like that?
I think it's I think I don't say that it's not good, the school, but I think it's always better to have the real life. You learn so much more, and it was really interesting and really, really new to me. And the language was different. Florence is an amazing city, but there is even a different language from Italy. Like, it's not the same Italian. Then it was really intense, and let's say that Cavalli was a big house at the time. So. I had a chance to meet Peter Dundas. That has been really nice to me at the beginning. We were like really working together, but after he had to leave for Ungaro, so I had my own experience there, and it was really, really interesting. I think I learned so much from Italy. I learned the business side, because Italian companies are huge, and they know how to sell, So I think I learned a lot from them, and but I wanted to come back to Paris and have my French traditions in a way. So.
And then, so another crazy moment in time, you go to Balmain, you're working behind the scenes, nobody knows who you are, and then your predecessor has a bit of a burnout, and all of a sudden at 25, you're taking a bow at Balmain. Yeah. What the hell happened there? What was that like for you?
You know what? Like, I think I didn't realize that I was a creative director till the moment where I went on the catwalk and take a bow, because at the end of the day, you don't understand what does it mean to be a designer. Actually, no, you know what it is to be a designer, but you don't understand what it is to be a creative director. And this, I think, is what I learned. I didn't learn the first season, because the first season you're scared of, I don't want that the model falls, I want to have all my clothes on time, I hope that the right color, right palette, and at the end you're just like, seriously, this is your only fear, and you're at the end of like, it's way bigger than that. And this you learn from the second season, the third season. It's a huge business. People's gonna love you one day, they're gonna ruin you the day after. You're on the spotlight for everything that you do, or you decide, because I decided, and obviously like some designers decide to not. But you have to face so many things: the business side, the creativity. Be creative, but not too much, because you need to sell. Be international, but not too much, because after people in Paris gonna feel like, oh, he's not French anymore. Like, you have so many things that please your front row, but don't please them too much because, you know, they're getting old. You know, like, at the end of the day, you're just like, so many things, but it's what I love. It's just that it's full of so many incredible adventures.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what I thought was really amazing about what you've done at the house is that a couple of things. One is that you were able to have this street element, but then anytime you would see it, you could also see the amazing craftsmanship. So it might have had a street vibe to it, but the workmanship that went into the pieces was ridiculous.
Yes.
But even more than that, and that's quite substantial, was this diversity in color palette of the models and the ages of the models, of the bodies of the models. And why was that so important to you as a designer? Because that's really actually quite unique.
It's always been part of my life to love diversity. Like, you know what makes me sad? It's actually that we are talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, it means that at the end of the day, it's so not common. Like, it still today feels unique to love diversity. Like, I don't know, it's just so sad when you can see that my show is different from the others, because it means that the others are like all not diverse, and this is what makes me sad. Like, I mean, I think the problem of fashion is that we all talk about modern and what is modern, but I think sometimes you escape what is the real important topics in fashion. You have to talk to a new generation, to a different generation. Mm-hmm. And when you say there is a street style, but with a craftsmanship, because I love the richness, I love the couture, I love the luxury, the feel unique, but I love the cool. I love to talk to young people. I love to talk to my generation. So obviously when you work in luxury, you know that your customer might not be everybody, but me, I always loved to stay connected to the real world with the magic of what makes you dream, because fashion is as well a dream. So that's why I think I mix the dream of couture with the realness of the reality of street, with talking to my generation, which means diverse and young and different bodies. And I just embracing it. Like, well,
I mean, I think that's what the H&M collaboration was all about, was a way of touching directly your Balmain army.
Yeah.
And so...
And this was crazy as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I heard you try to go and like kind of sneak into line and feel the experience with them, and it just was too much of a madhouse for you to do that. Is that right?
Yeah, I had to leave. But this was something really unexpected.
Really? Are you surprised by that?
Yes. No, I mean, no, to be honest, we were surprised because, I mean, H&M is always a success. Whatever brand they're going to have, it's always like the excitement. But I have to say that Balmain was, I mean, they never had that before because he was like...
Did you have to convince Balmain to let you do it, or was that...
No, I mean, they proposed and they asked me, my president that actually passed away was the one before, asked me, what do you think? And I was just like, honestly, I think when H&M open you the doors, it means that the brand is relevant again for a new generation. So, I mean, I just say, like, I remember when I was a kid and I was queuing to get like the Karl Lagerfeld, and when it's yours, that too. When it's yours, you're just like, okay, one more step in fashion.
But I think you're reaching out to maybe your slightly older Balmain generation that still can afford the ready-to-wear you've launched 3 new accessory lines, Renaissance, Balmain, Le 44, and Domaine. Yeah. So this is finally like this maybe middle ground. What has that been like for you? Because again, it's not designing clothing, it's not ballet, it's designing accessories. What's that adventure been like for you?
It's just a lot of fun. I love accessories. I didn't want it to rush before. So that's why I waited for a bit to really launch my accessories. But, you know, like, it's really new for a French brand, for a ready-to-wear house, to be 90% based on the ready-to-wear. Yeah, which
it's ridiculous. That never happens. And that also most of your sales are in Europe, like the biggest percentage in Europe, which is
because I don't have so many retails, you know, like it's... I mean, people forget that Balmain, even if the image can be big in a way, like it's really fresh in a way. Like it's really new compared to some other houses. Even if Balmain had a long past, after it's a house that slept and came back.
Sleeping Beauty,
yeah, a pretty Sleeping Beauty, I have to say that. but yes. So at the end, like, accessories were important to launch, and I wanted to define exactly, to make sure that you know who is the barman girl, you know who is the barman man, you know what is the taste of the house, what is the identity, and from that you build your accessories. I don't want to rush and just do a lot of things for nothing.
Yeah. So what was key for you to have in these accessories that you felt?
I think it was important for me to find a way that it's in the barman silhouette, because you know that everything starts from the shoulders and after waist, and so obviously when you add an extra element somewhere, you need to find the balance. So that's why it was really interesting to work on the proportions and to understand what kind of proportion I love, what kind of proportion barman woman would love, and what kind of codes, because what are my codes that I want to push. It's a long process of thinking, you know, because you can't be wrong with accessories, you know, because if your collection is shit, like it's shit.
Let's talk a little bit about social media, because that's something that everyone seems to have to talk about when they talk with you.
Yeah.
Like 4.6 million followers now. You know, you basically put Balmain on the map to a certain extent because of your own personal feed. What got you first excited about social media? What made you decide, like, this is what I'm doing, this is how we're going to kind of market ourselves? I mean, was there a conscious thought, or was it more like, I just want to put up some selfies and let's see?
I think there is nothing that was calculated in that way. Me, I wanted to have Instagram and to push my life to show that no matter what I have today, I show you the other side of me. So it could be like the selfie, it could be the picture of my mom, it could be the party, it could be the backstage of my show, the behind the scene. I think Instagram helped me to develop my own vision without magazines.
I've noticed, I've met you a couple of times, and I've also met Kim Kardashian a couple of times, and I know the two of you are good friends. But I also find that you're both very, very shy people at the same time as very savvy social media people. How does that dichotomy work between that being so smart social media and talking to the world, and yet being very shy people and fundamentally? I think
it's really, really interesting what you asked me, and it's definitely true. I mean, there's a lot of social media you can take it so wrong and just think like, oh my God, there's so many selfies that you love so much yourself and you're so out there. When actually at the end of the day, I think the people that share so much are maybe the people that are the shyest in real. And you decide to show a part of you that you want, like the part of your life that you're gonna say, okay, this is gonna be my life and I'm gonna give you that, you know. And people, you're gonna get that of me. And it's a way to actually to push a sense in that direction and don't look the other side of me that I might not want to share with you. So
don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Voilà.
Yeah.
And so it's a nice way, but I think you're right. Like, Kim is super shy, and at the same time she's there, and it's Kim, and I think it's the same with me. Like, I'm super. I mean, I'm like the sexiest brand, I think, in a way, and at the same time, I think I never speak about sex. So you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So I ask these same 5 questions to everybody I interview, because these are the 5 generic fashion questions that people always get asked.
Yeah.
So it'll be quick and easy.
Yeah.
So, what is the most treasured piece of clothing you own?
Old trench coat of my grandfather.
Okay. What is the one item clothing that every woman should really invest money in?
A nice tailor jacket.
Okay. Who is your favorite designer, living or dead?
Who is my favorite designer? That's really interesting because I have 2.
That's okay.
Can I?
I'll give you permission to have 2, yes.
I would say Karl Lagerfeld and I would say Tom Ford.
It's a nice combo. What is the one fashion trend you will never follow?
No, I'm not going to say that.
Oh, come on, say that!
No, because after you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Because I have 2 now, I'm just like, no, this one you're gonna associate straight away to that. This one, no. Okay, what I would never follow, it's too sporty.
Oh, that is such a cop-out. Okay, all right. You can whisper in my ear later. Final question. What do you love most about fashion?
I think what I love the most about fashion is not thinking of fashion. I think what I prefer in fashion is actually when you create a show to not talk to fashion, but to express something else than just fashion. Like at the end, like we have the chance to work in art, and with our fashion, we can express what we feel today, whatever political or whatever. Actually, what I enjoy the most in fashion is actually not fashion. It's just what is around.
Thank you so much, Olivier, for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Good.
Quick selfie? You and
Yes.
me? Okay. Don't want to miss an episode of Fashion Your Seatbelt? No problem. Just go to iTunes or wherever you download your podcasts and click on the subscribe button. Then every new episode will drop into your feed automatically. No fuss, no muss. Fashion Your Seatbelt is made possible thanks to the wonderful people at Launchmetrics, the software company that is powering the fashion industry, and GPS Radar, the members-only website where leading fashion brands and media connect in style. I am a member of GPS Radar, and I can tell you, as a journalist, it has made my work life run much more smoothly. Believe me, I know. I'm Jessica Michaud.